once towering tree, now on top of a house it stood next to for generations, all thanks to Tropical Storm Michael. The deep-rooted memories attached to this oak.
It's just one of many trees brought down by Michael. Tonight, people across the state and the southeast are trying to start the rebuilding process after this incredibly powerful storm barreled through.
And because of that, hundreds had to be rescued during rising floodwaters, many forced out of their homes just after getting back in because of Florence.
Take a look at this right here. A picture from King. You can see the Yadkin River halfway up the fence. Fortunately, we've heard that this river is starting to recede, but the issues are still there.
We are all in the thick of this together. That's why we have crews across several counties, including Rockingham, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and all along the Yadkin River, giving you perspective.
Neighbors and homes are devastated after trees were ripped out of the ground. Hundreds of thousands of people still don't have power right now, and the sun is starting to go down. We want to go first to our Brianna Connor, who is live along the Yadkin River. Brianna, it's finally stopped rising there, is what I've heard.
Yeah, it has receded quite a bit. In fact, I definitely would not be able to be standing here at this same time 24 hours ago. There's mud in front of me for at least 30 feet. And if you look behind me, I'm told these steps go down for another 10 to 15 feet. So the Yadkin River done rising, now slowly receding back down toward normal levels. If you look behind me, though, I feel like that color line in the trees is really the best indicator to show how high the water got yesterday. I'm told the Yadkin crested around 8 o'clock last night, and you see where that brown turns to green is where the water line was. Emergency management officials tell me the Yadkin did not get into any home or business, really just left behind quite a mess out here in the area. Right now, we want to check in with our crew spread across the area to find out what the situation is. Let's go live to Kirsten Gutierrez in Rockingham County, surveying some very large downed trees. Kirsten.
Brianna, I'm here on Highway 158 where two homes were crushed by large oak trees. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see. Back there is a huge oak tree that was just uprooted. The base of that tree is more than 2 times my size, to kind of give you a little perspective. Now over a little is a car completely crushed by that oak tree. And then further over, the oak tree is crushing the house. Now neighbors tell me that the man who rents that house was home at the time, but he got out safely and was not injured at all, and he is actually staying with his daughter. Now we're going to go over here to this neighbors that we spoke to, the Simpsons. Now they are living in this house that is covered in oak trees, limbs, everything that you can imagine is just chaotic, but they never in their life expected anything like this to happen.
And it was just overwhelming to see the devastation and heartbreaking to see a house like that.
For the Simpson family, life as they knew it came crashing down.
It just sliced it and took it down, and all those trees was on that side of the house.
Their home in Rockingham County is now in pieces.
My family's still here, and that's a great thing.
Chris Simpson says he and his family were not home when Tropical Storm Michael uprooted these giant oak trees. Beautiful trees Simpson grew up playing around and swinging on.
My grandfather built this, and my dad lived here, I lived here, and my sister and I, and now I'm married, and my daughter lived here.
Now memories are all Simpson has left to hold on to.
Take one day at a time and just don't take things for granted, because it can lose it in a heartbeat.
The Simpsons say they're just blessed to be alive.
It's dark right now for us, but we'll look back on this and we'll be stronger, hopefully, and we know that God will get us through all this.
Right now, the Simpsons are staying with family while they figure out how to start the repair and cleanup process. And now an insurance agency is here checking out the damage. They also say they're looking for crews that can kind of clean up the trees and start on it. They say that they need a crane to lift up the oak tree because it's too heavy for any of the smaller machinery. Now they say that they are just, again, blessed to be here, and they also say that they don't know how long it's going to take for them to get back in the house, but we do wish them luck, and we're just fortunate that none of these people in these houses were hurt. Live in Rockingham County, Kirsten Gutierrez, WXI 12 News. Brianna.
Kirsten, thank you. Certainly very happy that everybody was okay in those instances. Now, we know flash flooding was another big story yesterday, particularly in Forsyth County. We know that water rescue teams had to save about 100 people, and about half of them came from one particular area on Bethania Station Road. We were out there yesterday when the Winston-Salem Fire Department spent 5 hours carefully getting to people in 5 apartment complexes. We're told that one person had to be taken to the hospital with unknown injuries. Everyone who lived in this area has been forced to find a shelter for the time being. The Red Cross is assisting. But it wasn't just firefighters helping people out yesterday. Our Steve King spoke to a woman in Winston-Salem who saw a man in big trouble. His truck had fallen into floodwaters, and she did not hesitate to help him out.
Employees here at Art Attack Tattoo in Winston-Salem off Ronaldo Road were standing by the door looking at the flood damage when they saw a vehicle drive right into this ditch in front of their shop. And Jennifer Fowler says she didn't hesitate. She ran right out to go save whoever was inside. Fowler says that the driver was underwater when she got to the vehicle, but she was able to pull him out and get him to safety. She says that 2 other employees and a client who just got a tattoo helped get everybody back out of the water and to safety as well. Now that man, who is 76, is doing okay, although he's shaken up. Fowler says she did not hesitate, instinct took over, and she did what she knew she had to do.
I didn't even think about my safety or nothing. It was just, I had a job to do. This man needed it. It was the right thing to do. I don't know, I just would hope somebody would do that for me.
Coming up at 6, we are going to hear from the daughter of Mike Constantopoulos, the man who was saved, who says that the actions by the employees here at Art Attack Tattoo mean the world to her. Reporting in Winston-Salem, Steve King, WXII 12 News.
Steve, thank you. That flooding, along with downed trees and power outages, part of the reason parents in Winston-Salem Forsyth County School District are so upset that classes were not canceled. Our Janae Lewis talked to parents who are concerned, and she also went to the school district leaders to get some answers.
I spoke to the chief of staff for the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School District. She tells me that they held a meeting Wednesday and consulted with several different agencies, including Duke Energy, the National Weather Service, and the Department of Emergency Management. And at that time, they made decisions on the information they had.
I feel like that was a horrible decision.
Margaret Coe has a student at East Forsyth High School. She tells me she checked the forecast and kept her home yesterday. One of the reasons being her daughter is a new driver and she didn't want her to be in a dangerous situation while trying to get home.
On Hastings Hill Road, where East Forsyth is, there's fallen trees. I just don't know how they can handle that being on their shoulders. The fact that if that would have been on one of the students' cars, how would they deal with themselves?
School officials tell me that they do recognize several schools did not have power last night, which is what prompted a 2-hour delay initially. They were hopeful that power would be restored overnight. When that didn't happen, they made the decision to fully cancel classes today in the district, with the goal ultimately being getting kids to and from school safely each day. Reporting in Winston-Salem, I'm Janae Lewis, WXII 12 News.
Janae, thank you. We want to give you an update on the death toll from Michael in North Carolina. That number sits at 3 right now. It is 13 in total. This afternoon, the governor's office confirmed 2 deaths in McDowell County, where a man and woman crashed into a tree that had fallen onto the road. The 3rd death happened in Iredell County, where Highway Patrol says a man was driving west on Highway 64 when a large oak tree fell on top of his car and killed him. So you can never underestimate just how deadly and dangerous these storms can be. Fortunately, most people in the Piedmont Triad dealing with just cleanup at this point in time. We're going to continue checking in with our crews throughout the hour. We'll be back with more updates coming up. Live in Yadkin County, I'm Brianna Connor, WXII 12 News.
Thank you, Brianna. It's interesting to talk about the danger because this was, quote unquote, just a tropical storm, not even a hurricane here.
Right.
A lot of you guys are sending in pictures from your neighborhoods to show exactly what you survived. A viewer sent us this one. They said that it's a 100-year-old oak tree that fell into their backyard, that some of the roots are about 15 feet tall.
Oh, remind people that some trees could potentially still fall because the ground is still so saturated. Well, more than 365,000 Duke Energy customers across the state are still without power, including about 82,000 in Greensboro. The city of Greensboro is closed because public buildings don't have electricity. Guilford 911 got more than 2,000 calls just yesterday between 10 and 6 o'clock. In addition to that, flooding from Michael washed away several roads in the Piedmont Triad. Take a look here. Part of Highway 109 in Davidson County is closed this afternoon. The DOT tells us a section of the highway between Gumtree and Wahlberg High Point roads washed out overnight. Repairs are underway. Meantime, Highway 109 in that area will be closed until October 19th.
Well, as you guys have seen, the wind was a really big factor during Michael. It was tropical storm force winds when it passed over North Carolina.
It knocked down trees and power lines as well. Meteorologist Michelle Kennedy is here watching it very closely as it moved through yesterday. Michelle, how are we looking today comparatively? So we know clearly the rain has moved out, but you were talking earlier about some possible still flood alerts that we're seeing.
That's right. We have flooding, we have wind that we're dealing with, and look at the wind from yesterday. Gusts to 55 miles an hour in Winston-Salem, 39 in Greensboro, as it smacked the area with a speed of about 23 miles an hour and the high gusts and rain on top of that. We had really a huge impact from the wind. So this was a big deal for us yesterday to have survived all of the gusty conditions along with the rain at the same time. And first it spread into the foothills, but notice all of the reports across the state. So we started to have wind reports as those rain showers started to move in, and then tropical storm force wind reports also to the east. And that's once we get above 40 miles an hour with gusts to 56 to 60 miles an hour. And that's what we're looking at. You can see here too, as some of those winds were rolling over, we had sustained winds 30, 40 miles an hour, some higher gusts also. Look at this report though from folks down in Asheboro. Tropical wind gusts down more than 400 trees, several power lines, and produced lots of damage. 20 homes across the county may have seen trees on there. Another one, you know, we talk about those high profile vehicles being impacted by the high winds. This tractor trailer rolled over southbound on I-77 and possibly an injury there. We're also looking at numerous trees and power lines down across the entire county. In Wilkes County, we had widespread damage in Danville as well. Now we still have flash flood warnings. Yeah, flash flood warnings still for folks along the Abbots Creek area. This impacts folks in Arcadia, Welcome, out through Lexington, and those flood alerts are in effect too along our major rivers, at least for the next 24 hours in many instances. We're going to have much more for you coming up. Take a look at beautiful conditions looking ahead through the next 12 hours. It should feel pretty nice out there.
All right, if you are checking on people who don't have power, or if you don't have power yourself, make sure that you have the free WXI 12 News mobile app to find out the latest on any outages, damage, as well as warnings in your neighborhood. We'll be right back.